how to use an emergency refuge area on a smart motorway. You're watching Driving by Design. Emergency refuge areas are safe havens on smart motorways where there's no permanent hard shoulder. They're difficult to miss, sporting a bright yellow surface which stands out even in poor weather conditions. Unfortunately, few drivers know how to correctly use emergency refuge areas. In this episode, I'm going to show you everything you need to know just in case you find yourself in the unfortunate situation where you need to use one. If you're having trouble on the motorway and need to stop, turn on your hazard lights and move left as soon as possible. Be on the lookout for an emergency refuge area. These will be signposted regularly. Stopping in the area. Follow the arrows and pull into the indicated area. Stop as far left as possible, ideally just beyond the emergency telephone, and turn your steering wheel to the left. Immediately switch on your hazard warning lights. If visibility is poor, keep your side lights on as well. Getting safe. Exit the vehicle. All occupants should exit the vehicle through the near side passenger doors if possible. That's the side furthest from traffic. Leave any animals inside the vehicle unless the situation warrants removing them, such as a vehicle fire. Keep the animals under control on the verge. Stand clear. Move behind the crash barrier and stay well away from your vehicle and the live lanes. Stay alert. Always face the oncoming traffic so you can see any approaching hazards. Reporting the emergency. You must use the free emergency telephone to contact National Highways. If the telephone is not working, call National Highways from your mobile phone on 0300 123 5000. Inform the operator of your situation. The signs next to the telephone can be used to determine your exact location on the motorway. Additionally, the National Highways operator can use CCTV to monitor you and provide further instructions. Rejoining the motorway. Always contact National Highways first. You must not attempt to rejoin the motorway on your own. Use the emergency phone again to tell the operator you're ready to leave the emergency refuge area. They will often close the first lane using a red X on overhead gantries. This will give you space to safely build up speed and merge onto the motorway. Remember, only use these areas for genuine emergencies like a breakdown or an accident. They are not for rest stops, phone calls, or potty breaks. If, for whatever reason, you cannot make it to an emergency refuge area, position your vehicle as far left as possible. Take note of any mile markers nearby if able. Activate all your lights in addition to your hazard lights. Exit the vehicle via the passenger door and cross the safety guardrail. Move as far from the motorway as possible. Dial 999 and ask for the police. Tell the operator you have broken down in a live lane on the motorway. After contacting the police, it may be useful to also contact National Highways on 0300 123 5000. Tell them you've broken down on a live lane and give as much information as possible. National Highways have direct access to the overhead gantries and can immediately close lanes, warn other drivers, and reduce the speed limit. That's pretty much it for emergency refuge areas. Hopefully, you'll never need to use one. But if you do, now you know how, and that's driving by design.